Okay, let's talk about presenting to the board of directors. For so many people, it's pretty much the most nerve-wracking moment of their entire career. But you know what? It really doesn't have to be. What if you could walk into that room feeling completely in control, totally confident? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact strategy and language to make that happen. Oh yeah, you know the feeling, right? That big polished table, all the serious faces staring back at you, and just this immense weight of expectation. It's a total pressure cooker. But here's the thing. Getting this right is way more straightforward than you think. It's not about magic. It's about having a method. You see, success in the boardroom really just boils down to two key things. It's this perfect combination of your strategy, that's the chess piece, right? Knowing what the board actually needs to hear from you, and your language, the megaphone, speaking in a way that just oozes confidence and screams leadership. So, let's kick things off with strategy. Because look, before you even dream of putting together a single slide, you have to get inside the heads of your audience. What is their actual job in that room? What do they really care about? And this quotes, it absolutely nails it. A board isn't there to get wowed by every little detail of your project. Their main job, their core function, is all about governance and oversight. So that means your number one goal isn't really to impress them, it's to assure them, to make them feel confident that the company is in very safe hands. So how do you give them that confidence? Easy. You frame your entire presentation around these four pillars of oversight. Just think of these as the four big questions constantly running through their minds. Is our money safe? Are our day-to-day operations solid? Are we following all the rules? And are we actually prepared for what's coming next? Literally, every single thing you say should tie back to one of these. Okay, so we understand the board's mindset. Now, let's actually build the presentation itself. Think of this as your strategic playbook. It's like an architect's blueprint for crafting a message that is solid, super clear, and seriously impressive. And this playbook has four really simple but powerful steps. First up, frame everything around risk. This is so crucial because you're basically translating your work into their native language, directly hitting on their biggest concerns. Second, address the big issues first. Get that elephant out of the room right away. It shows you're not hiding anything and builds trust from the get-go. Third, and this is a big one, bring solutions. Never, ever walk in with a problem without also bringing a proposed solution. That shows you're a manager, not just a reporter. And finally, ask for help strategically. If you need something from them, be specific, be clear, and make it incredibly easy for them to say yes. All right, we've got our strategy locked down. Now, let's get into the tactics. This is all about the language of leadership. Because trust me, in the boardroom, how you say something is often just as important as what you're saying. So, the first tool in our kit is something called Boardroom connectors. These are just simple little phrases that act like bridges between your ideas. They help guide your audience, they give your speech structure, and honestly, they just make you sound polished and totally in control. Let's check out three essential ones. First up, in terms of. This is such a classic executive phrase. It lets you cleanly introduce and frame a specific topic. So, for example, instead of just saying cash flow is good, you level up and say, in terms of cash flow, we're seeing steady improvement. It's a subtle difference, but it sounds so much more structured. Next, we have as a result. This one is incredibly powerful because it clearly connects cause and effect. It shows you're not just throwing facts out there, you're actually analyzing them. Sales increased by 15%. As a result, our market share has grown. See, that demonstrates real analytical thinking. And my personal favorite. That said, this little connector is perfect for introducing a contrasting point without sounding negative or like you're contradicting yourself. It shows you've got a balanced view of the situation. You could say, the project is on schedule. That said, implementation is going to require some close monitoring. It just projects this sense of foresight and realism. Okay, our second language tool is using what are called collocations. Now, don't let the fancy word scare you. It just means words that naturally sound right together in a business setting. When you use them, your speech flows better, and it signals that you're fluent in the language of leadership. This is all about leveling up your vocabulary. You don't just watch things, you exercise oversight. You don't lower risks, you mitigate them. You're not just showing you're doing a good job, you are providing assurance. And you don't just get results, you deliver them. These word pairings are basically the building blocks of executive communication. Okay, you've got the strategy and you've got the language. So let's put it all together. It's time for a quick challenge to see how these tools really work in action. You ready? All right, take a look at this sentence. Costs were reduced and profit margins improved. It's a clear cause and effect, right? So, which one of our boardroom connectors fits perfectly in that blank to link those two ideas? That's right. As a result, it creates this powerful, logical link between the cost cutting and the better margins. It's clean, it's professional, and it's analytical. Nice job. Okay, round 2. Here we've got a challenge, those project delays, but it's followed by a success. We need a phrase that acknowledges the negative part, but then pivots smoothly to the positive. What's the connector for that? That said, it is the perfect tool for this. It shows you're being totally transparent about the hiccups along the way, but you're still in control and you're focused on the positive outcome. It's a real sign of mature leadership. So let's wrap this all up. What are the 3 key takeaways? First, think like a board member. Always focus on oversight and risk. Second, structure your message using that strategic playbook we talked about. And third, speak with the language of leadership, using those powerful connectors and collocations.
Because in the end, that's really what this all comes down to. Anybody can get up there and just share information, but a true leader builds confidence. With the right strategy and the right language, you won't just be giving a presentation, you'll be proving that the business is in excellent hands. And that's how you master the boardroom.